Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joy Stephen from the Polinsys Studios, and today we are going to discuss the point system for the new CEC Express Entry selection for permanent residents in Canada as a single applicant. This video is specifically for those applicants who have worked in Canada on a work permit, either an LMO-based work permit or a postgraduate work permit. This calculation is simple and straightforward, and even though some may consider it a little complicated, I've tried my best to make it a little easy, hopefully. If you want to calculate these points with the assistance of a worksheet, you can download the content posted here on the YouTube or visit the transcript of this video, which is again posted on my blog at www.reportersreport.com. If you are not able to download the worksheet, or if you do not have a printer to print it out, you may write down the points on a piece of paper. This point calculation is for CEC applicants who has Canadian work experience and who is single and who is not French speaking. The evaluation is for the evaluation for an applicant with a spouse or family is different. Therefore, I have a separate video for spousal applicants. If you are married or in a common law, then you may want to revisit the YouTube Polinsys page and look for the video titled CEC Express Entry Family. Okay, first of all, I would like to talk about the compulsory requirements for this program. If you don't have any of these three requirements, you may not even qualify for the CEC Express Entry program. Okay, the first requirement is that you must have at least 1 year of continuous paid work experience in Canada within the last 3 years in a job classification 0, which is managerial, A, which is professional, or B, which is technical, 0, A or B. The second requirement is that you should have a minimum language benchmark of 5 for NOC code B and CLB 7 for NOC code O and A. The third requirement is that you should have worked only under proper authorization, so you must have had a valid work permit to work. Okay, now let us begin and take a piece of paper and pen or use the worksheet which I have prepared for you. If you don't have a printer, just use your pen and write down the factors and the sections under them. So this evaluation will cover 2 factors. One is the core factor and the second is the skills transferability factor. So there are 2 factors. If you have printed out my worksheet, you can see the 2 factors listed there. And these 2 factors have got sections listed under them. So there are sections under these 2 factors. So let us go for the first factor, and the first factor has got 4 different sections. One is age, education, language, and work experience in Canada. Okay, now age, if you look at this chart, look carefully at the chart and write down the points corresponding to your age. If you need more time to evaluate the chart, please press the pause button on this video. This chart begins with 17 years of age or less, awarding 0 points, and it ends with 45 years of age or more, awarding 0 points. Anywhere in between, you tend to earn some points for age. People between the ages of 20 and 29 earn maximum points for age, which is 110 points. Please indicate your points beside the age field in the worksheet. Okay, now let's go to the next point, which is education. The minimum education points is given to applicants who have completed high school or secondary school, and they earn 30 points. If you have done a one-year diploma or a certificate course after your schooling, you get 90 points. If you have done a two-year diploma or a certificate course after your schooling, you earn 98 points. After schooling, if you have done a diploma course for 3 years or more, you get 120 points. If you have completed 2 diplomas and one of those diplomas are 3 years or more after you have completed your education, your schooling, you get 128 points. University level education like masters or a professional degree, then you earn 135 points. If you have completed your doctorate level education, you obtain 150 points. Based on your highest qualification. Now, please indicate the points beside the education row in the worksheet. We will now move on to the next section, which is the IELTS course or the language course. This chart hopefully will give you a clearer picture. The Canadian immigration authorities always tend to evaluate language requirements with the Canadian benchmark method. Also, it is referred to as CLB or the Canadian Language Benchmark. I have provided in this chart the CLB requirements seen on the extreme left column with the corresponding IELTS scores beside that. And on the extreme right, you can see the actual points which you can earn for the CEC Express Entry. Please indicate your points beside the IELTS score row in the worksheet. Leave this section blank if you have not obtained your language results yet or your IELTS results yet. Okay, now let us calculate points for work done in Canada. Maximum 80 points are awarded for work experience in Canada. This chart shows that points are awarded for those with 1 year or more of work experience in Canada. Please indicate your points beside the Canadian work experience section. We have now completed the core factors, which consist of these 4 sections, and now we are going to look at the skills transferability factor, where work experience outside Canada and inside Canada is considered. This chart displays the maximum points you can earn under the skills transferability factor if you have good IELTS scores or language scores and good qualifications. If you have done high school with no additional qualifications, you get 0 points. However, if you have completed a high school program and then you have done 2 diplomas or a graduate program, you can earn up to 50 points if you have good language scores. The colored column displays your educational background, wherever you fit in, and on the left side you can see the IELTS scores required for CLB 7 and CLB 9, and on the right side you can see the express entry points which you have earned for these IELTS scores. While inputting your score under this section, please write them in the space before the total points field, because points for this section and the next is added up and the maximum you can earn will be 50. And I hope this image, which is displayed here on this video, will demonstrate that. You are also awarded points for your highest education qualification matched with your Canadian work experience. And this chart demonstrates that. Keep in mind that you can earn only 50 points total between this and the previous factor. And I hope my demonstration on this video is clear. Indicate your points under the Education plus Canadian Work Experience section in the worksheet. Once you are done, add up the points earned in the previous calculation, that is Education plus IELTS score, and the maximum points you have earned for both of these should not exceed 50 points. The next section of skills assessment transferability deals with work experience outside Canada, and the two separate sections linking outside Canada work experience with IELTS scores and the Canadian work experience jointly allows you to earn a maximum of 50 points. And if it's confusing, have a look at this presentation on the video screen, and you can see from the worksheet how to calculate it. The chart here shows that you can earn up to 50 points if you have good IELTS scores and if you have 3 years of work experience in Canada. The colored column displays your work experience outside Canada, and on the left side you can see the IELTS scores required for CLB 7 and CLB 9 and the express entry points earned because of these two factors are displayed on your right side. Please review the chart carefully and calculate your points. If you have not done your IELTS exam, then you can use this as a guide only, and the actual points may be calculated after you obtain the results of your IELTS exam. Now, if you have work experience outside Canada, you may be entitled for additional points. This chart demonstrates points earned for work experience outside Canada. So the first one was for within Canada, and this one is for work experience outside Canada when such work experience is taken along with the Canadian work experience. You can earn a maximum of 50 points for this section. You can also earn a maximum of 50 points with good language scores and a certificate of qualification. We are not getting into the certificate of qualification as this is awarded in Canada. However, if you have a question, you can post the message and I will try to explain it to you. You can now add the points on the right side of your column, and you will know the points you have earned. And the next question, of course, is what's the pass mark or the minimum required score, and the answer is there is no pass mark for the January acceptance of applications. Therefore, if you are a foreign national who has worked in Canada, and if you are single, then these are the points you should be considering, and you may calculate it yourself. The CEC Express Entry program is expected to open on the 1st of January 2015 and does not currently have a pass mark. However, the minimum requirement for application has to be met. And let me repeat that once again. So there are 3 minimum requirements, and one is that you must have 1 year continuous paid work experience in Canada within the last 3 years, which must be in job classification 0, which is managerial, A, professional, or B, technical. The second compulsory factor is that you must have a minimum language benchmark of CLB 5 if you are in NOCB, and CLB 7 if you are in NOC 0 or A. The third one is that you must have worked with proper authorization. I hope this video has helped you with your understanding on the point system for the CEC Express Entry program. You can find the transcripts and the worksheet for this video on my blog at www.reportersreport.com. If you're married or if you're in a relationship, you may want to consider the video with the spousal component and points calculation, which is a separate video. Now, from all of us from here at the Polinsys Studios, this is Joy Stephen signing off. Thank you.